I watched the text come through, my fingers cold as ice, heart pumping like a drum. "Nobody cares about your typing award." My mom. My sister added, "We found a better party." "Better party?" My sister. My mother. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. My phone buzzed again. They were at a strip club. I had just spent $8,000 flying them here, all for me, for my first real recognition. This was supposed to be my moment, and they threw it in my face like it didn't matter. I stared at the screen, the text taunting me. I had been hoping for a little pride, maybe even some support, but all they cared about was the next drink, the next thrill. A strip club. How fitting. My mother, the queen of manipulation. My sister, the heir to her throne. They didn't want to be seen with me, the boring kid who spent all their time typing away at a keyboard, clinging to some outdated notion of achievement. The anger came in waves. At first, it was just a burst of heat, a quick flare of frustration. But then, the clarity hit me. I wasn't angry. I wasn't even surprised. I was done. Years ago, I used to think the world revolved around them. I was the quiet one, the one who stayed out of trouble, did my best to meet their impossible expectations. I was their little prize when I excelled, their scapegoat when I failed. But this betrayal wasn't the first. It wasn't even the worst. I was 12 when my sister convinced me to take the fall for a broken vase. A stupid thing, really, but it set the tone. They didn't care about my truth. They didn't care about me, just their image. But now, I was done with being invisible, done with being the afterthought in their eyes. They didn't know what I'd done yet, but I could hear my mom's voice as I made the call. She'd be furious when she found out. The hotel had been more than accommodating with the bill transfer. As I handed over the $6,500 charge, I couldn't help but smile. She'd never see it coming. It wasn't just the money, it was the final nail in the coffin. They would be left with security, the bill, the embarrassment of not even being able to pay for their own indulgence. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I knew how it would play out. They'd scream, they'd threaten, but they'd be alone. They were too proud to admit they were wrong, too arrogant to ask for help. I'd be a silent witness. The next morning, I woke up early, feeling a strange calm. The room was still quiet, the sunlight creeping in through the window. My phone buzzed, my mother's name. I didn't pick up. Instead, I sat back, waiting. The inevitable was about to happen. A few minutes later, another text came through. "Get here now," she wrote. "They took everything. What the hell did you do?" I couldn't help but smile. When I finally showed up at the hotel, my mom was screaming in the lobby, her wrists in handcuffs. The bill had been declined, and the security had already called the police. She looked at me, her eyes wide, desperate, and for a second I could see the panic, the realization that her carefully constructed world was crumbling. But there was no apology, no remorse. "Get me out of here," she demanded, the words sharp and frantic. I didn't move, didn't say a word. Her gaze flickered to the side, then back to me, her face slowly crumbling under the weight of the humiliation. She hadn't expected this. She never expected me to do anything but comply. But I wasn't that person anymore. I had seen the truth. I had understood it. She didn't care about me, not really, not the way she cared about herself. And now, the final piece of the puzzle clicked into place. I wasn't here to save her. I walked away. She called after me, her voice now a fractured, desperate mess. I didn't turn around. I could hear the shuffling behind me, the panic in her voice, the police starting to move in. But I was calm. I had done what I needed to do. That night, I didn't celebrate. I didn't even feel the sense of justice I'd expected. But I slept better than I had in years. For once, I didn't feel like I owed them anything. The next morning, I checked my phone again. Another text from my mom. "You regret this." I just deleted it, because I wouldn't.